And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning and welcome to the market forecast for Thursday, October the 6th. Somebody said Atlanta, so it just sent me into a fit to have to hear a little bit of Little Feat. Welcome. My name's John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. We've got a chilly day here in Chicago, but hopefully a hot day in the markets for you. As always, we are looking forward. What's going on here? Looking forward to a challenging trading day, of course. Always thinking about context of the markets, always thinking first about risk management in anything we do, and of course staying patient in our markets. Patience, I think, is going to be something we're going to have to exercise today, and so the way some of these markets are lining up. It happens to be National Coaches Day today, so if you know a coach, tell them hi. As far as economic numbers this morning, 7:30 the jobless claims numbers came out. Now, they came out higher than expected, and the markets have looked a little bit higher after that. Why is that? Well, the labor turnovers yesterday was kind of positive for employment, and the Fed is looking for a little drop in employment. So the jobless claims last week, the initials came out at 193. I think there was a slight adjustment in that, but they were looking for initial jobless claims this week of 203, and they beat that at 219,000. So part of the reason that I think the markets are liking it is if we can pull back on employment a little bit, there's the feeling in the markets that the Fed is less likely to continue to increase rates at a fast pace and to hold them there longer. So it's a little balancing act they've got going here. The continuing jobless claims were 1,347,000 last week. They were looking for 1,345,000 this week, and it came out also higher. Continuing jobless claims, 1,361,000. So both the initial and continuing jobless claims higher than expected. We still have a couple of talking Feds today. I've got on the list here that Meester is due to speak here at 7:50 Central Time. And we've got the natural gas numbers at 9:30, of course, and then 12 o'clock. We also have two more talking Feds, but everybody is, I'm sure, is focusing on the unemployment numbers tomorrow. So U.S. stocks certainly eyeing employment numbers today and tomorrow after snapping a two-day win streak yesterday, although it was quite the valiant effort to close higher yesterday. It just was unable to do so. That ADP yesterday indicated kind of a still strong labor market. That's what I meant instead of the labor turnovers numbers on Tuesday. ADP indicated a strong labor market, again, that might be forcing the Fed to look at rising rates higher for longer. If we can get some weakness in the labor market, it seems like what's good for the market is bad for people, but that's just the way it is right now. So we also have the information from OPEC Plus. They're cutting production by 2 million barrels per day, and that's kind of further threatening fuel on an already global inflation alarm, whatever you want to call it. So energy prices and anything that uses energy, which is everything, is likely to become a little bit more expensive. We've seen a little bit of a rally in the crude oil for the last week. In expectation of that, it seems that the market has already discounted that information on a $7 rally. Seems to be kind of digesting that information. Tomorrow we have the unemployment rate. It is expected to stay at 3.7%, but they're expecting fewer jobs created in non-farm payroll and private non-farm payrolls. So if we can get that to come out that way, it might actually be beneficial for stocks to continue this move to the upside. VIX this morning is up about 2%. Last time I checked, I'm thinking that's probably come off a little bit. Last I saw it was 29.08. The dollar index back to the upside of 111.5. 111.50, up a little bit again this morning. And the yield on the 10-year holding pat here at 3.75%. As always, make sure you hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, heckling, and love are always welcome on the forecast and the recap. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get notifications when we do go live for the forecast recap, Coach's Playbook, and any of the other events that we have live here on YouTube. Today, there will be no recap. We've got the podcast with Dan and Jack, going to be talking about something about trading, of course. Exciting news again this week. We hope that you're pleased with the changes that we've made in the program where once you're funded, it's one to funded. Look for maybe some more changes coming down the pipe here soon. We do have Make Hogue Money today. Looking forward to having a positive session. We had a couple of losses on Tuesday. I managed to make those losses back after the session. So we're starting pretty much where we started the week. Let's see if we can't end the week positive. Speaking of ending the week positive, I'm hoping all of that for you and hoping for all of your success. Terry King, first one in the room. You win the prize. Caprice 101, good to see you. Cold morning. Scott saw and he conquered. Shaw Cunningham, good morning. Talk Tachyon, Dimitar, Charles March, thanks for saying it was a tough trading day on the recap yesterday. I thought I was wrong to miss a huge profitable day on a 75-point move. You could pretty much say every day that it's a tough trading day. We never know what the outcome's going to be, Charles. And the last thing we want to do is feel bad about something that we missed because we don't know the outcome on anything. So you're doing fine. Just keep working towards getting to your goals. Dan Trader, good morning. Jules, JD, John Doherty, good to see you. Dead Letter Opener, Bill Phillips, The Rooster, Jorg, Duque, Serenity Trader. Steven, you're the one that caught on that song, Little Feat. Oh, Atlanta. Just popped into my head, so I had to hear just a few bars of it this morning. Joel MB, good morning. Marcelo, good morning. Hagel Matters, good morning. ZK, Sarah Hall, good morning. Prayers and love to you as well. Vince, good to see you. Three Lines Inside Chris, good morning. Lacey. Lacey is up on the forbidden couch. That's her morning thing. It's kind of chilly, so she's in a ball up on the forbidden couch. She'll, I'm sure, jump off of that if she sees Mom coming in the door. Glitter Sandwich, Dead Letter Opener. Joe, good morning. Kevin, good to see you as always. Serenity Trader, good morning. Mario, X out of 19. Solve for X, good morning. Rusty Golfer, my spirit animal's with us this morning. Hey, Performance Coach, happy Coach's Day. Thank you. Dark Kevin Laffy, bad news is good news in the market right now, right? Right? It seems like everything's upside down these days. It's a crazy, goofy world. It's a great, big, old, goofy world. Joe, I'm a basketball coach, was in the gym last night working on fundamental skills, just like trading. Nice job, Joe. I've done my share of coaching as well, believe it or not. I was a coach for my son's baseball team. I was the announcer for his youth football team. That was a lot of fun. ZK channel NES 3628 to 4278. All right. What else we got here? Rob T, good morning. Casey. Oh, with all this action, Vic says, you're really not moving much at all, right? Kind of strange. James, good morning. Unicus and his quote for the day. Don't lower your expectations to meet your performance. Raise your level of performance to meet your expectations. Ralph Marston, great quote again for us today, Unicus. Keep those coming. I love them. I know everybody loves them. Orion, good to see you. JD, thanks for popping the link in there for the one step to funding. Trading Research, Teza, some nice overnight moves. Sarah Hall, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you as well. Grim Reaper Trader must be getting cold up in Chi-Town for, a little bit. You know, I was out with the dog just a little while ago, and a little bit of a nip in the air. It's a little fall-y. I do like fall, though. How about it? Jay, good morning. Steven, Naztic, good morning. Kevin, thank you very much again. Stephen, Lacey is mostly, we think, German Shepherd. She was a rescue, and they told us that she was part German Shepherd, part Black Lab. She's mostly kind of black hair. She's got a little lacy white hair here on her chest, hence the name Lacey. We've never had her tested, but to me, she's mostly German Shepherd. She's very smart. She's very agile, and she keeps us on our toes. That's for sure. Good morning, Larry, Vince. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's bring home the W today for sure. Steve Frischman, good morning. Can we go over the VIX and open interest in next GC? Yeah, we can go over the open interest and volume in all of these markets. Just looking here, yeah, we lost open interest on the yesterday in the gold market. I think that there was a little bit of long liquidation in gold yesterday. We've had a pretty decent up move, and with some question, maybe there was a little bit of profit taking yesterday. We're going to check that out in the charts very shortly here. Labs are great dogs, right? Had a black lab for 13 years. The labs are such good dogs. Oh, you used to have a dog named Lacey as well. Thank you, Brody. Okay, Miguel. What indicator are we thinking about? I'm just going to go into the charts. You can pop that in the chat here. Although it is make Hogue money today, so we try and get it done early, relatively early, with the forecast so we can get into make Hogue money. But I'll be happy to see if I can answer any question that I can here. So we're going to start on the daily in the S&Ps. Let's take a quick look. Oh, group coaching. Okay, ZK. Yes, we can. I'm going to write a note, but if you wouldn't mind, ZK, send me an email and, be specific in your question. My email is jhoagland, JHOAGLAND @topstep.com, and just send that to my email so I don't forget and I can prepare some good slides and we can get a good discussion of it on the next group coaching. Gold. All right. Even the S&Ps. Well, we had a couple of really big up days here, didn't we? Yeah. Losing open interest the day before yesterday to the tune of 35,000. And on this whole move to the upside, we've lost about 43,000. Well, including yesterday and the day before, we've lost about 43,000 in 2 days. This move to the upside is looking more and more like a hollow rally. It didn't bring new business. It got us out of old business, a short covering. It does tend to take buying power out of the market. So yesterday we had a dip to the downside and we had some buying coming back in this market and losing open interest. So maybe on this pushback to the upside, it wasn't so much new buyers. It was short sellers that were bailing out of those shorts because we did lose another 8,300 in open interest yesterday. Volume also was lower, which doesn't surprise me. Volume in the S&Ps doesn't really increase on up days. It only seems to increase on down days. So we are looking at a longer time frame structure that remains intact to the downside. We've been struggling above weekly kickoff high. We've had 2 closes, but when we're looking for a continuation, we're looking at kind of 4 legs to a table. We want volume. That's been cutting off. We want open interest, also been cutting off. We want momentum. We're lacking in that. And we want participation. And with the lower volume, we're not seeing the good participation we would see if we were looking for a continuation. Now, anything can change. If new buyers, if new business comes into the long side, everything can change. And I don't think that's going to happen today because we are waiting for the unemployment numbers tomorrow. When we look at the profile from yesterday, it is a very toothy, a very not confident profile. How is it not confident? It's because there's lots of high and low volume nodes. It's a very toothy profile. If I want to show you the TPO chart here, anomaly, tooth, missing tooth, missing tooth. This market, although it was a good move to the downside and a solid move to the upside, lacks confidence. We have P-shaped profile. We have P-shaped profile. We've been covering shorts, not bringing in new business. Well, what does it mean for us today? It means it means that the market is while it was largely directional to the upside, it wasn't very confident. Now look at where we are. We're in the middle of value. We're right at weekly kickoff level here. Okay, this was supportive, resistant, ran through it, became supportive again. Now we're just kind of hanging around it. The longer we hang around it, the less oomph that it's going to have. It's kind of using up its ability to affect the marketplace because we didn't find what we were looking for up here. We're looking for longer time frame traders to adjust inventory. If they have, they've adjusted inventory by liquidating positions instead of creating positions. So that's not as strong a situation. We're right in the middle of the range. We're right in the middle of value. We're going to have to try and stay patient. It may be kind of a boring day in Make Hogue Money because I'm really going to be focusing on seeing where the market can repair to according to some of these anomalies and missing teeth that we're seeing in the TPO chart. We're in the middle of the range. I mean, here's mid-range 76. We're within 5 points of it. I'm going to be watching to see if we can get up here and check this anomaly or this anomaly down here. These are all just areas that are just kind of boating for repair. And with the unemployment tomorrow, I think there's a high probability we are going to have an inside regular trading hour range from yesterday. We didn't take out the high from yesterday in the overnight. We did in the Nasdaq, however. Let's take a look at crude oil now. So with the expectation that OPEC was going to be cutting off some of the supply, we've already got a large move in that direction. Is that already in the market? Has it been priced in? It's looking like it has been. We added 13,000 in open interest yesterday on a push above that weekly kickoff level. Remember, that was resistant early in the session yesterday. We broke out and closed above it. 87.76 is settlement. Here's the 30-minute chart. Here's our knee-jerking yesterday. We closed above it. Here's that settlement price. Do we have any overnight inventory? Maybe a little bit to the short side. But again, we're in range and in value. That usually tells me with the lack of the change in the perception of value of a barrel of crude oil to stay patient because I'm probably going to be finding better trade locations as the day goes on. Similar to the S&Ps, we've got a weekly kickoff that is still in play, was resistant, became supportive, We've looked at it, looked below it in the overnight. We're back above it. I would still be thinking about using this level as a potential for an execution because it allows me to limit risk, but I got to stay patient. Right in the middle of the range from yesterday. Was this a double distribution trend day? Not really. Nope. Short covering. But we did add a bunch of open interest. We've just opened. We're in range, in value. Stay patient. Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq, it's the same but different. While the S&P has been losing open interest, we added 1,700 in open interest in the Nasdaq yesterday. Volume still continues to slow. Is that open interest a sign of life? Is that a bunch of laggards buying at the highs here? It very well might be. I don't see that they're seeing any new real buyers on the way up. It seems as though maybe we've trapped some longs up here in the Nasdaq. The longer time frame downside structure does remain intact. What are we looking at here? Similar situation. Overnight inventory a little to the short side, but bordering on value inside the range. We did put a new high, a recent high in the overnight session. That's a little unnerving perhaps for shorts. But look at the profile we had here yesterday. Again, very not confident. Markets that are really confident don't leave all of these teeth and these missing teeth. And, this is not exhibiting to me a great amount of confidence. We do not have any late spike here. We have a weak high in the overnight in the Nasdaq, which again is a little bit unnerving for shorts. But if we've trapped a whole bunch of longs up here from yesterday's activity and they don't get what they're looking for, look out. Overnight inventory to the short side. Okay, so maybe some trapped longs here, overnight inventory to the short side. Maybe they can cancel each other out. Gold. Here's group coaching. GC, group coaching. Aren't I a genius, right? Now, pretty decent move to the upside. We lost 2,700 in open interest yesterday. Long liquidation. Look at how volume has been kind of cutting off as price continues to move higher, and we're right in the middle of this 2-week long area of balance that we had a hard time getting out of. We had a pretty decent move out of it. We continuation back to this area of balance. Now we're back to this area of balance. We got a nice little V low here, right? So, what are we looking at here? Those band under the volume on the Nasdaq is the cumulative tick. Yes, I'll go back and well, we have it here now too. So this is cumulative delta. This is a slow stochastic. Now I have it on the 30-minute chart too, and I want to show you how to attach it to the open. Because I want to see what the regular trading hour delta is, and make sure you add that to your question when you email that in, because volume, open interest, delta, they can all in working together offer decent opportunities from time to time. It's not a daily thing, sometimes not even a weekly thing that you're going to be able to recognize these opportunities, but when you see them, they're fantastic opportunities. All right. So gold losing open interest, volume low, open interest drop indicates long liquidation, profit taking yesterday. We've got a little bit of, I gotta straighten this out. There we go. Now we've got our trend line where it needs to be. It's off the high, coming off of this, coming off of this. There's a lot of indecision in and around this trend line right now, isn't there? So where are we? We don't have any overnight inventory. The market opened with a gap and now has closed the gap quite quickly. It matters if we're going to re-accept inside value. This is a value area special situation play day. If we reaccept inside value, which is a subjective term, we realize that sometimes we would be waiting for 2 30-minute bars to close inside of value before looking for the market to rotate all the way down to the low of value at some point in the session. We're inside value now after opening with the gap and closing the gap, now inside of value. There is that probability, the value area special situation rules, opening out of the previous day's range, coming back into the previous day's range, finding acceptance inside value from the previous day, increases the probability of price reaching the other extreme of value at some point during today's session. Kind of bummed we won't be able to be together for the recap because we'll watch and see if that actually plays out. It's kind of a tough play because sometimes the market will tease you and leave and tease you and leave, and just about the time you give up on it, it's gonna finish the value area special situation. We used to call it the 80% play, more like the 65% play. All right, Euro. Test and reject above weekly kickoff high. In the euro yesterday, we lost 2,000 in open interest, similar to what we did in gold. We have some profits that we were looking to probably take here. So, but it doesn't change the fact that we still have downside structure that remains intact. Here's the 30. Now we're watching the dollar if we're trading gold or the euro. Dollar is still upticking throughout the session here so far today. We don't really have overnight. Well, I guess we've got some overnight inventory to the short side, but opening in range and value tells me to try and stay patient. Maybe I'll find better trade location as the day goes on. It would be nice for us to see a pullback created by some of our overnight shorts to give us better trade location for the short here. This move to the upside here could be called a bear flag, but we're not seeing any good momentum to the downside off of that. Try and stay patient. 10-year rates continuing to go higher. We talked yesterday about rates, about the 10-year coming back in and falling, in air quotes, in line, and it looks like that has happened. Our overnight low kind of right along that trend line. We've been losing open interest as the price has been we've been losing volume as price has been continuing to try and push to the upside. Yesterday, we also lost a bunch of open interest. So we lost about 63,000 long liquidation, maybe some trapped longs continuing this push to the downside. Here's the 30-minute. Inside range and value. We're going to try and stay patient again. We're going to try and stay patient. We have any overnight inventory? Maybe a little bit to the short side, but we're still in range, still in value. No real reason to get into any big hurry to get into this market here today. Watch your lows here. Your overnight low matches with the regular session low from yesterday. That looks like a relatively important level. We've got a gap above, naked points of control everywhere. Where are we? We're back in range. We're looking at short time frame levels with which to look for our opportunities. Short time frame levels. Well, yesterday's low looks like a pretty decent short time frame level, at least for now. Because, number one, it allows us the opportunity to limit risk. Now, the natural gas, fascinating market as it is. Low volume yesterday, although we did increase open interest to 5,600 contracts yesterday. We're still looking for this market to finish its measured move all the way down to the weekly kickoff low here. Seems to be struggling to do so. We're back in range, back in value, in an area of balance here. And we're starting to see perhaps the creation of a bear flag here. we're watching this lower trend line for continuation, momentum, volume, our 4 table legs to the downside. All right, so, all right, Nasdaq. Let's look at the E-mini S&Ps. So this is session delta. You can see here the delta was pretty strong to the upside. We pulled back here. The way to attach it to the day time frame, which is something we're going to talk about on Monday in group coaching, right? We're going to talk about delta, open interest, all these things. So I'm going to go Tiki cumulative delta line. You have to go into community indicators and download Tiki cumulative delta line, because it's going to continue to show you delta over time. But if you want to attach it to a day session, you've got to change the type to session and then set the session beginning a half hour before the open. So the S&P's open at 8:30 Central. This starts at 8 o'clock, and by the end of the first 30-minute period, it's going to hopefully line up with other platforms that I have that I know that delta is correct on. And then you can also, change the colors, and you can have it show the value over here. Save. Okay, it doesn't seem to be showing the value over here, but that's just the way platforms seem to work sometimes. There, now we've got our platform. No. Yeah, it should be showing where it is over here. For some reason, it's not. There's no perfect platform, right? All right. We'll get deeper into that on Monday in group coaching, GC, also called gold. Let's take our deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative today. I'm going to see you for Make Hogue Money here in just a few minutes, but if I don't see you, have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in that case for the market forecast. Get out there and profit today. Trade well, stay calm, cool, collected. Make sure your ball of clay is centered, and then engage in the marketplace.